This is the J Pitt Show.
So we're rolling into the spring market, summer market, starting to see some really good activity in Louisville, I believe. I do a bunch in E-Town also. I feel like the E-Town market's a lot slower than it is here, but I just wanted to know what, you're going to have your team focus on and where they're going to put their priorities these next 6-7 months.
The message I gave to them, I ran my first team meeting from being back from surgery this Monday. Do not forsake the listing side of the business. It's easy right now in this kind of like very small window where you're seeing a ton of buyer activity to go all in on buy sides. It's easy because we're still in that kind of tale of two markets where you have listings selling for above asking under multiple offers and you have listings sitting because they're overpriced. It's easy to think, okay, well, what I really need is buy sides because there's no guarantee I'll be able to take this listing at the correct price. You need to take the listings. You need to, if they're somewhat overpriced, they need to get seasoned to the market. They need to get where they need to get on price. But also the market is moving in the direction of the higher price listing because with greater buy side activity, prices will rise.
Yeah.
So you need to not forsake. We need to be looking towards more balanced businesses, more balanced real estate practices. What I mean by that is like real estate practice as in like a law practice, like your business is your practice. So what does that mean? That means you need 50% buy side business. You need 50% list side business. That's a healthy business. That's a balanced business. You need to be transitioning from, if you're 70% leads and 30% sphere, you need to be transitioning to 50-50, probably to something more like 75-25, where you have 25% sphere of influence and referral-based business and 25% leads. So that's my message. That's where we're headed. It's Ryan, it is, it's pitching and catching. Like it's the fundamentals. That's where you need to be. Master the fundamentals, okay? And we're going to have a healthy business. It's not about where the market is and what the market's doing. Our market doesn't move fast enough to displace healthy real estate careers. Like, trust me, I had a healthy real estate business through the Great Recession. If that's not going to do it, and I did for some, but it displaced the ones that didn't have healthy businesses, right? I had a business based on list side and affordably priced listings. That's why I succeeded. If and I don't see another Great Recession happening. I mean, the doom and gloom, we've been there before. The war in Iran's not gonna topple the real estate market. It's not gonna topple our economy. COVID did it, but it only did it, momentarily. We've been through a lot. Okay. A good, healthy, solid real estate practice is gonna thrive through those things.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you make 15% less money. Yes. I can hear the detractors saying, Jay, we have less transactions closed in 2025 than we had in 2009. I don't care. I don't care because prices are 100% higher than they were in 2009. Okay. Which means you can sell 50% of the homes and make the same money. Okay. Maybe incomes are down, but real estate agents are not starving if they have a healthy business. It has always been the case that 80% of the agents make 20% of the money and 20% of the agents make 80% of the money. Be in the 20%. That's what I'm telling you to be.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to be.
Yeah. I got a couple things. So are you coaching these, your team members to, when they're taking listings that might be priced above the market, are you coaching them when they go into those listing appointments, telling these potential clients, hey, this is fine, we can try this, but we need to have, talk in 2 weeks or a week, and immediately the market's going to tell us if this is priced right or not.
So the coaching is, okay, speak your piece up front. Okay. Speak your piece up front. If you disagree on price, you're not the boss. You make the decision. Your decision's binary. Am I taking the listing or not? There is no argument with the consumer. Okay. There is, valued disclosure of professional opinion. If they don't value, then don't take the listing and move on if they don't value your opinion. Okay. If you walk in and you say, this is a $500,000 house, I want to list it at $499,900, and they say, I need to be at $579,000, you would need to walk. Okay. If it's $529 and you're at $499, then you take the damn listing.
Yeah.
Okay. But you take it with the caveat that I believe it's $499.9, and I believe that listing $30,000 higher is going to hurt our activity in the early stages of the listing, which is instrumental in acquiring the right buyer.
Yeah.
Okay. I need your commitment as a seller to listen to the market if we're going to proceed to work together. Okay. If we have one showing in the first week, if we have two showings in the first week, if we have 5 showings in the first 2 weeks and no offers, we have to have a price reduction. We have to have a price reduction, or what are we doing? All of my effort is front loaded, all my expenses front loaded, and I work speculatively. Okay. I don't get my money back that I spend on marketing. Okay. When I cancel a listing after 2 or 3 weeks, when we don't see eye to eye on pricing, you're the boss. I will listen to you. We will try it. I will be aggressive in your favor. And I'll give you all the effort that you would get if you gave me the listing at my price. Okay. But you have to listen to the market. Yeah. So that's the way to do it. The challenge is that brand new agents have a hard time conveying that with the confidence necessary. They tend to go like 0 to 100. There's like 2 speeds. I always joke about how brand new agents have 2 speeds. It's on or off.
Yeah.
Right. They're either upset or angry.
Yeah.
And it's like, that never gets you anywhere.
Yeah. I don't even think that's something with just new agents. I think it's something with agents that don't have a ton of business going on.
Well, I think it can be, even honestly, at our worst, some of us, even experienced agents, because we get emotionally invested. I think you have to be very careful not to get emotionally invested in your work.
Oh, see, I don't think
if you handle it professionally and from a business-like perspective, you're less likely.
Yeah, I talked about this with Jeremy last week or 2 weeks ago on the show, how I've been doing about 8 years now, and I think one of my best superpowers in this is I'm almost able to remove all my emotion out of it now.
Yeah, that's good.
And more so than my wife is what I told him. I told him, there was somebody that listed a home, and it was kind of a friend, kind of not, but thought he should have listed with me. But I know there's background there in E-Town and stuff.
So
and
she got
I
upset.
know why they didn't, but she was just a little upset. And I was like, it is fine. It's going to be okay. Not the end of the world. I said, business will come. When this happens, more business will find its way here. And she was still mad. And that night, I got a text about 10 o'clock at night from a buyer from a couple of years ago that needs to buy a $550,000 house in Louisville. And I was like, look, it's fine. I was like, I can't have you getting mad at this if I'm not mad, because you getting mad at this is just going to annoy me.
So I saw something the other day that I almost shared, and I didn't. I probably need to be a little more active. I mean, since we've been putting out the short form video, I'm a lot less personally active on social. This I should have shared, and it said, clients will become friends much faster than friends will become clients.
Yeah.
And that is so true.
Yeah, that's good.
It's so true. Like that your clients will become your friends much faster than your friends will support your business. Some of them, there's always an example of the one that doesn't. Obviously we're very attuned to that, but I hear you. I've had same situation where my wife's like, I can't believe they didn't call us. It is what it is.
Yeah. And I'll see it, and maybe for 5 seconds, I'm like, well, shit. And then I'm like, all right, let's go to the next thing.
Moving on.
It's not going to do anything for me dwelling over it.
Moving on. I think take the listing, take it even slightly overpriced, but be on the record and go far enough to get on the record and make sure they remember it.
Yeah.
And then don't be afraid to remind them. You have to I always say that being a real estate agent, a successful one anyway, is about having challenging conversations respectfully, right? You can't be like, remember, I told you this was going to happen. Like that, nobody wants things thrown in their face. It's like, hey, Ryan, when we sat down to discuss pricing originally, we discussed this. Okay. Now I told you that I was happy to be aggressive in your favor, but here we are 2 weeks in, we've had this many showings. That's not enough to secure an offer. An acceptable one anyway. So I think it's time for a price reduction. We need to get out in front of this before it gets away from us. And when you talk to people like that, they understand, they're rational, they're reasonable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In my conversation a lot with people now, when they want to go a little above market, it's, hey, absolutely willing to do this for you or try it. There's absolutely not a 0% chance that one blue moon buyer can come
Yeah.
in that just loves the house and will pay that. But we need to listen to the market and not wait too long to drop the price, because if we wait too long, there's a good chance you're going to get below fair market value. That's kind of,
Yeah.
there always is a chance. Like, it's not BS. If a house is market value 500, you put it at 530, there could be a buyer that comes in and absolutely loves it. It's not a high percentage chance, but it can happen.
Sure.
So to say, this can only sell for fair market value, I think most of the time is true, but not always.